Welcome back to 3 p.m. I hope everybody's having a great whenever you're watching this. Uh, yeah, sorry for the lighting and the everything, but I quite like it. It's not all that fancy stuff. Uh, I say this, but one day I'm gonna learn how to edit, and I'm gonna make certain videos that are gonna be to a certain quality. So I don't want anybody ever saying, "Look at you." You said you weren't going to edit or whatever. Because you got to edit. You got to edit to some point, some degree on YouTube, and I got to get into it. Uh, I used to be good at computers till I stopped going to school, and I got behind, and the teacher wanted me to make stuff up, but she was willing to only give me like an F for making up stuff. So like, it wasn't even possible to catch up. But that was just the excuse because I didn't, I stopped caring about computers. I had it back to back for too many years. That microphone's probably too close to my face. But anyways, yeah, you know, I gotta learn it. Gotta learn it to progress with my videos. But I made this podcast because I truly do want to help people. But if it's not on other platforms and stuff like that, it's gonna be really hard to get out there. I recognize that, but I mean, if it the last one got like seven views, but if it helps one person, it's worth it. So and I was living without YouTube Premium for the longest time, and it's a game changer. So I encourage everybody to get that, and then they can listen to this this podcast in their pocket at work. That's what I do with all my podcasts, and it's quite convenient because you could learn stuff while working. You could you could try to absorb other information while working instead of just um, thinking about nonsense. Sometimes it's good to not have podcast on and to not have the nonsense, and get. Sometimes it's good to be in your own thoughts, but sometimes it's not. That's why I made this podcast, 3 p.m. because I noticed a lot of days at 3 p.m. I just they say that's when you run out of. I've said this before, but they say this when that's when you run out of energy. Like you hit like that tired point in the day. Most people do, and you could definitely feel it. You could definitely realize it, and plus, sometimes negative, you know, thoughts could get in, and instead of it depends. It depends if you're a positive person or a negative person. I'm trying to be more positive. I was never a negative person, but I wasn't a real positive person either. I wasn't like a glass half empty person, but I could have been more optimistic. I guess that's all I'll say. But um, yeah, I don't know. Tired of tired of tired. I'm tired of not being grateful. So you know, and I find the more grateful I am, the better, the less stressed I am, and doesn't even matter, because I'm not here to talk about myself anymore. I'm here to try to like just explain to people. I was gonna shut it off, to be honest. It's hard, but like I explain to people that there is a way out of your thoughts. There is a way out of that negative mindset. If you do get into that negative mindset, there is a way out of it. There's a way to perceive your life as something other than what you perceive it as. And a lot of people probably know this or are learning this now with people like Jordan Peterson and just podcasts and information and everything in general. You're not just stuck in some rural county in the middle of nowhere with nobody to talk to anymore and no information, uh, like a desert, like an information desert. Uh, yeah, thank God. But at the same time, there's a bit of peacefulness that comes with that, that came with that, that we've lost. We've lost that touch with nature. We lost that. So, you know, sometimes, somebody could be feeling bad and maybe all they need to do is get out. I don't know. I'm not a professional, but there is ways to change your mindset, because I have. And you know it, yeah, I might not be like a millionaire, I might not have a bunch of money, but you know I was never a person to really be ungrateful like that about my situation, or look at it as a bad thing. Like, I always made the best of a worse situation, like to the point where maybe I should have worried a little more. I should have cared a little more, you know, at some times. And then over time, I started to worry about that stuff and think about that stuff. I think that's natural when you start to get older. It's just, you start to look at your life, and you don't want to just follow the trends, or maybe your friends, you know grow up, and you know anything could happen to them, and you guys could separate or whatever. And yeah. So started I started to evaluate my life and realize that I was starting to get ungrateful and perceive, a lot of things as negative, and stop I stopped going out, whatever, just only cared about certain things. And um at the same time, I was fearful of that. I was real fearful of that. I always have been, because I seen, my parents kind of do the same thing for the last, most of my life. And I always wondered why they didn't want to do more, and they didn't strive to do more. And part of it, for me at least, was uh, a blindness, a possibility blindness, that I couldn't see the possibilities, and I didn't even think about the possibilities because of where I came from. And I still suffer with it today, with lack of believing, and or taking myself too serious, or anything. I learn every day, and if I'm going in the right path, the right direction, I feel better. I feel good. My conscience is, you know, at, at peace. And if I'm doing something, anything, against that, I could tell. I don't think everybody can. I don't think everybody has a moral compass or whatever, but for the people that do, and that are, suffering, and thinking there's no way out, I want to I want them to know that there is always a way out. And my computer is dying, but that's kind of how it rolls around here. Stuff, I'm unprofessional, but I listen to a lot of this stuff. And I never considered myself a depressed person. You know, perhaps I was, but you know, and now I have like all this hope and everything, and and inspiration. But sometimes it's still hard, and for the times that it's still hard, I pray to my higher power. And I've been going on a journey with that. And because I guess I would be closely the closest religion I would be affiliated with would be Christianity, but there's still some questions I have. And the fact that there was other religions before that, it just, I don't want to get into everything, but I kind of have on here already on a live, and but but my beliefs are changing every day. And you know I was talking about how I have that moral compass, and one of the things I worry about as I get older or I start doing more, or perhaps even becoming more successful in any way, you know, even if it's locally or whatever, uh, any way to, I hope and pray, I guess I would say, that I wouldn't diverge, from that moral compass ever. Yeah, but anything like money or anything get in the way of that. But we're all human, and like I said about the editing, I don't know if I said it on this one, but I don't want to talk crap about editing all the time, just because I don't want to, really learn it, and then one day learn it, because I'm gonna have to if I want to do more videos, do you know the videos I would like to do. It's gonna come with a certain amount of editing, so yeah, I don't want anybody talking crap, being like, you said no editing, but I want it to be raw. I want it to be real. I don't want it to be all clipped up. I don't like that. There's some. I mean, sometimes there's like these influencers with vlogs, and every clip is like a action movie or something. It's like a music and stuff. It's like they're just walking. Like, I mean, they're thinking too highly of themselves. Um, they're on a pedestal, and it's like I don't want to put myself on a pedestal from anybody, because it's like I believe everybody can achieve like impossible things if they put their mind to it. I mean, if I could go through some of the things I've gone through, then people could do anything. And I always recognize that there's worse situations, and for those situations, I do feel for them, but I don't know about their experience, so I can't really help them. All I can do is try, and I don't know, it's never from a high horse sort of view, or like a look at me, poor me. My situation is bad. It's like I recognize that my situation, that's part of what I was explaining earlier. It's like I'm always comparing my situation to worse situations, and being like, it could be like this. And sometimes that's a bad thing, because you need to look at your situation sometimes and be like, you know, we could improve this for the better and this for the better. And I hate talking about this, but if it helps anybody, if it freaking helps anybody, that's what it's for. But sometimes I feel like it's not my place to help people, and sometimes I feel like it's like I'm just getting in my way. I'm just getting in my way, stepping in my own way, and telling myself I have no right to do it. Therefore, I'm holding back my real self, my 100% authentic self, who I am when nobody's watching, or when I'm at work and I'm just thinking to myself, and whether that's like thoughts, that stuff I would like to say, or that could be a lot of stuff, or it could be like a song, that I'm singing, and I'm like, if only I could do that when I'm on the spot. um, I don't know what that is. I'm working on that, on being comfortable with just being myself, and not trying to show for the camera. It's been a long process. It's been and it doesn't help when I have the lights and the audio and the video to worry about. It's like I don't want to have to worry about all that. I really, but that's just being lazy. But I don't know. Um, I just I just want to be able to talk to the camera and be myself, and some of these thoughts that I have at work and about life and stuff. But then I also think, well, what is going to be allowed? what can I talk about? Or are people gonna worry or think I'm depressed? It's like no, um, I just I just feel I just feel things stronger than other people sometimes, and I know there's more people that you know there's more to life than just the facade of chasing materialistic stuff, and there's meaning in little moments sometimes, and sometimes you don't realize how well, me, I'll speak for myself, I, you don't realize like the gravity of a situation or how important small things are until it's gone, it's and then you're looking back and you're like, well, that was a bigger situation than I thought, or those little small things are what you remember. And at the time, I used to have this job where I was working construction, and it was horrible. Random hours. We would work like 14 hours, and come back home for 3 and then back for like 6 or something. Just random hours. Like, I don't know, crazy stuff. And it would be miserable. And sometimes, people would be like taking their turns saying, I want to go home. This is bull crap, and people would be laughing at them like, calm down. And then an hour later, the same people laughing would be like, this is bull crap. Like, I want to go home because it would be so long. And, that's why I left, because I got tired of people like complaining and not wanting to work. And because sometimes we would have to finish the job to go home. It was, it was a lot. Um, but I look back at some of those times with some of the friends I grew up with and just coworkers that I got used to working with, even the ones that my supervisor that never agreed with me, even though I was trying the best I can. He just was always high strung with everybody. I had a couple of those, but even I don't know, even those people, even those times, I look back and I miss sometimes, and I don't know. I guess I think people just go through life too fast sometimes. They just, are just caught up in the day-to-day grind of getting up, going to work, and it's like they're not thinking about these little moments. It sounds almost like tree hugging stuff, and I'm not telling anybody to go hug a tree, but it's like there's nothing wrong with stopping every now and then and looking up at the sky, looking, you wouldn't think to like touch the grass or something because or touch a bush. Back when I was a kid, I used to always rip up leaves. Something to that. Gardening, I've done some gardening, and there's something about gardening that's, but you could only garden so much. Also, there's other aspects of life too, like working out and being the best you could be, the you know best you could be through, the most athletic you could be, or whatever. And you could work on yourself like you work on a video game character. A lot of people don't work on themselves, but they will work on video game characters. And I used to do that. I used to play a lot of games, and I still do, but not as only every now and then. Only every now and then. Right now, I'm playing Final Fantasy X because me and my dad, we used to play it together, and he played over 300, no, 500 hours, like a lot. He did everything in the game, everything, some impossible stuff. Probably the best at the game, and he he would he would never be one to like put it online, but if he did, he was definitely one of the best. And so I always wanted to go back and like complete it, kind of, for myself and for him, because I never completed it like he did, and I just played it a lot, and we all played it a lot. Everybody took turns playing it, so it's like nostalgic to me, and it means something to me. So that's why I'm playing that. And every now and then I play Fortnite with my son, because that's fun sometimes. But I really don't. I'm not interested in building up characters in games. I want to build up my own character, and there's something to that. And if people, some people don't care. It's like, it depends on. Perhaps it depends on parents. It depends on how you grow up, but you know, I don't. I'm not gonna tell people to care too much about like working out, because you could definitely overdo it. And then some people get to the point where like they're on steroids, and you could hear them. You could definitely hear that they're on steroids, and it's like why'd you let that passion consume you so much to the point where you were willing to, you use something like that to get those results instead of like I'm interested in like the natural way, the Goku way, the freaking turtle shell on my back way, um, Rocky way in the snow, Rocky 4 in the snow. I'm I'm interested in that. I'm not interested in uh, being in a gym, and I mean that's what you have to do. Like Mike Tyson said about Floyd Mayweather, he's in that gym. That's where he's at more than anybody, and that's why he's was the greatest, whatever you say. But until he fought Logan Paul. No, Logan Paul supposedly is fighting Jake Paul. I think I started watching in one of his vlogs, but I didn't finish it. But he's back to weekly vlog, and he has some good vlogs. He's been caught up in some random you know scams or whatever, allegedly, supposedly, in my opinion. Sorry, but they said that in the video. Uh, but yeah, he did have some good vlogs. You know, love him or hate him, it's like he's entertaining to watch. So they both are, and I think people would love to see them fight each other at a whether it's at a love or hate. And it's like, he's smart. Went away for like a year, and people act like he went away for years. You know, Matthew McConaughey did the same thing. He went away for a while, long enough to become a good idea again, in his words. And I love Matthew McConaughey. He's one of my favorite actors, if not my favorite actor. But Interstellar, one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie. Um, but everybody says that, so I don't know. I just like the idea of it. That I believe in that type of stuff. You never know. You never know what's going on. And you never know what you could do. And I believe Logan Paul and Jake Paul are a prime example of that. Prime, get it? No, I didn't. I didn't even mean to do that. But you owe me $5, Logan. But um, I'm just kidding. Uh, that was my attempt at being funny. Maybe I'm getting more comfortable with the camera. I don't know. You know, I, then I run out of stuff to say also. So I didn't even plan on talking about any of this stuff. I just kind of hit the record, and I feel like that's what I got to do. But I got to be able to just relax. And I've been talking about it for so long, but it's a journey. It's a journey, and life is a journey, and you got to hold your head up. You got to keep going. Can't you know? Can't I don't know. But we're all in this together. So if anybody, uh, yeah, if anybody just wants to say what up or anything, feel free to comment on this video. If you need some random advice, I would love to do that. I got to get like a call in line. I probably said that, but like a call in line where people could call in, and I would want to do that forever if I could, but also go out and you know interact with people, meet people, help people. in random bad situations. Um, I wouldn't want it to be like just bad call-ins. I would want it to be like small problems too, of course. Especially at first. But if I could eventually help bigger problems, that would be awesome. But I don't know. I'm on a journey, and kind of like a winning streak. What's his name? I'm on a winning streak. Ah, man, I don't know what happened to that dude, but what's his name? What's his name? I'm on a winning streak. I don't know, but he's cool. He's cool, and I always felt like he deserved uh, more attention than what he got. But I don't know. You know, it's weird. You could be you could be doing professional videos or whatever for a long time and have nobody, no subscribers, or you could just do a short every day and get 1,000 subscribers like I did. Uh, but you don't really grow your audience like that because your audience, I feel like my subscribers don't really know me. I just posted a bunch of motivational stuff, because one, I was going through stuff, and it gave me inspiration, and made me happy to be able to help other people. And the more people like the shorts, the better I felt, because it's like, hey, something I said actually helped people, and I know it did. And people said certain times like, you changed my whole you changed my whole outlook on life, and it's like, oh, through a short that got 1,000 views. It's like, that might not mean a, a lot to a lot of people, but that's awesome to me. And you know I, I guess I could feel the suffering because I suffer sometimes too. And I feel for the suffering of the world, I guess, if I could put it in words. um, I don't think it's I don't I don't understand it. I don't understand why certain people are in certain positions and other people are in what other positions. But I feel for them. I feel for people, and I don't understand it, but I feel for them. And we're all in this together. Sometimes we forget that, but, or sometimes we get caught up in propping up these idols, these on influencers, but forget what's really important. It's just, I don't know. But I think that's about it for tonight. Got to try to get up early. Got to try to go to bed early. It's just hitting that bed, really. Um, Sometimes it's hard just to lay down. So many things on your mind, but you know, the goal is the goal is to keep doing these videos, um, doing more gaming videos, but maybe not. At least finishing Final Fantasy X, and then possibly going back and doing like a commentary with me in the corner. Video. You could see me, doing commentary. Then to do some type of vlog sometimes, and also um, maybe outreach. Not outreach, wrong word. Um, just finding situations where I could be of service, whether it's or finding interesting people to talk to in places people wouldn't expect. I'm not going to give out like my ideas of who I would want to interview and talk to, because it's like, I think that would be what makes me different. So, but I do have ideas of things I want to do, but I also just want to feel um, I want to feel like I'm in um, like I'm capable of providing that or doing that service at a quality level, not a mediocre level. So until I feel like I am uh, capable of providing that, service in a quality way, I'm not going to do it or put anybody through some mediocre interview or anything like that. And I'm not going to just do it for YouTube. It has to be part of a bigger plan to, it has to be around my life. I'm not going to go and make my life around video ideas of just so I can put them on YouTube. I'm going to try to build my life in a way where hopefully the content will produce itself and will help, people in the long run, including myself, feel better about my time on this earth, however long or short that would be, and it's one day at a time. But we got to make sure to continue to making progress, even if it's little stuff at a time. Uh, yeah, littlest things, switch up the littlest things, and you'll be surprised what happens. The smallest things, and try to do more than you say. And I'm speaking for myself too. So, these are a way to hold myself accountable. So when I look back, I could tell whether I wasted that time or I put it to good use. I pray that I put it to good use and continue to become a better person. And I hope anybody who's listening to this who got this far, I hope that you could do the same if that's your goals. If not, appreciate you watching, but it's for people that this is for people that maybe need to hear, but also if you just dig it, then that's cool. I don't know, but I always end it with take care of yourself and stay safe.